have a question for the houses that are within the 65 DNL area. How can they reserve the federal funds to do sound packages and then discriminate against mobile home owners, condo owners, and apartment building owners?
Mobile homes cannot be sound mitigated. I mean, the wall construction of a mobile home is a lot thinner, so our windows are fairly heavy and big, so to put those in, we're just not able to sound mitigate those.
But not the newer mobile homes that are out there now that can.
We still haven't found that it is able to.
But still,
Okay.
What about the condo owners?
We had condominium mitigation packages. There was a certain amount of money that was set aside in our last Part 150 update. So there were 7 condominium complexes that were sound insulated within the higher impact areas. So if we go through this other Part 150 study and we find that there could be additional condominiums included inside the 65 DNL and there's noise mitigation money available from the FAA, it's possible we could do anything else.
Thank you.
I'll take that. That's a good comment, and I'll definitely take that back with us.
I would just first like to thank everybody for having this meeting, and for all the people, for showing up. There are a lot of people with titles here, which I'm really impressed that you all showed up at this meeting, so thank you. To my wife and my neighbors are getting really tired of hearing me bitch about the noise. Now, I have 2 questions. One's mainly kind of focused towards FAA and TRACON. On a clear day, landing to the north, this runway was supposed to be, again, I'm one of the victims. I believed that it was going to be for poor weather, regional aircraft. British Airways 747 is not a regional aircraft landing on the new 3rd runway. Okay? And I'm talking before you closed that other runway, all 3 runways were open. On a clear day, landing 3-4 left. Why am I seeing aircraft landing 3-4 left? Big aircraft, clearly. Why am I seeing that?
We can write any aircraft on that runway, and again, it goes back to reducing those delays in the skies. And why are flights staying? They're staying or predicting these delays coming into the airport in order to make sure that the aircraft can come in. They're landing on both the inner and outer runways.
Okay, so that goes back to the increase of demand or whatever was outside of normal usages. Yeah, again, I've lived here for 40 years, lived here all my life. I bought my house right between 12th and 13th Avenue in Des Moines. 6 years ago, I knew there was going to be a 3rd runway. And I knew there were 2 runways already there. I've been a supporter of the 3rd runway. I was a supporter of the 3rd runway when I was in college. I didn't think on it. I thought, hey, that's a great idea. I've been an aviation lover all my life. My family's been in aviation. I love airplanes. Every time an airplane flies over, I gotta look at it. I am so sick and tired of these airplanes nonstop flying over my house. Again, hoodwinked, because I bought that house thinking that it wasn't going to be that big of a problem. Now, I understand they're not going to close the 3rd runway. You're not going to tear it up, and you're not going to change the way you arrive aircraft. I can see I'm fighting a losing battle. So then my next question is, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to help me? I don't have all the fancy equipment. I don't have calibrated microphones. I don't have data. I have my ears, my eyes, and a 2-year-old baby. That tells me how loud and how often these aircraft are flying over. Now, in the current house that I bought was built in 1992. All those streets over there to the east got all the support package on it and stuff. What about all of us now on 13, 14, 12, 11, 10 that are now a part of that, what would have been a study from 23 years ago or whatever. So what do I do? What do I do now? How do I make my house quieter? What can I do? And how are you? What are you using to help me?
Unfortunately, and I have to say this, that if you bought your house and it was built in 1995, that house was built to noise codes that meet or exceed the noise mitigation packages that we would put into a house.
92, actually.
92.
Does that count?
Yeah, I think it's around that time frame. I have to take a look.
Is that windows?
What is it? 1985.
Does that include doors and skylights, or is it just windows?
The local jurisdictions, both the Sea-Tac, Des Moines, Darien, all of those have building codes built into their standards. So if the contractor is going to go out to build a home within that noise contour area, they have to build that home that either meets or exceeds the standards that we have at the airport. If we were going to go in and do noise mitigation on your home now, we probably couldn't get any more reduction on that house simply because the construction already met those standards.
Okay, during the summer months, what's the situation in my house? The windows are open, the doors are open, and at dinner time, what are we doing? We're out of a $20,000 back deck that I built with my family and friends, and every 2.1 minutes, we've got to stop our conversations. So my house, okay, you're saying you're not going to pay for my house.
Well, what about if you open a window or you go out into the backyard? I can't mitigate that.
Right, which brings me back to the usage again. They told us poor weather, by the way, if I live on the south end, poor weather should, you know what I'm saying, the poor weather means poor people on the north end are getting it. But I'm getting it on the south end, and good weather.
Well, I don't expect from this meeting that everybody in this room is going to be satisfied with what's going on. But I would just like to say this, that I was born about a mile from Boeing Field, and I've lived around Sea-Tac since 1952, and I worked at Sea-Tac for 35 years. So I think I know a little bit about the Port of Seattle and the operation of Sea-Tac. And I want to tell you, I wish you'd put your statistics back up there that you had a little bit about, yeah, right there. If in 1997 you knew that, if your projections knew that there was going to be 321,000.
We did not know that. The projection was 475,000 operations in 2010.
Oh, for 1997?
1997, we looked into the future in our crystal ball and we said that we're thinking there's going to be 475,000 operations in 2010.
Okay. Anyway, I live 2 blocks. I live on 11th Avenue South. On 13th Avenue South, 2 blocks away, with the same type of house in the same area that I live in. They did noise abatement program about 10 or 15 years ago. And I understood at that time that I was going to get mine shortly. Well, since that time, they built the 3rd runway, which is in line with 13th Avenue South. And your statistics about how many airplanes land at a certain length of time, I went out in my backyard one time this summer, my front yard this summer, and I timed the arrivals. And in 7 minutes, 6 landings took place right over my house. Now, that doesn't agree with your statistics, but that's a fact. And I don't expect you to do anything for me or for any individual in this room, but I would like to see the Port of Seattle think about the number of people that are in this room today, and we're all here for one reason. We expect the Port of Seattle to do something about the problem.